Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and it is time to wrap up my sticker destash and reorganization. Let's go. This is the current situation. I have gone through all of these boxes and did a huge destash. I got rid of a ton of sticker books. You can catch that on part 1 of this video series here. Which ones I destashed, how I decided, all of that goodness. But now I need to get all of these organized and then back into the bookshelf where they belong. All right, so here are some things that I need to do. I want to go through each of these bins and check the category of the books that are in the bins. Some of them I figured out as I was destashing that they had been put into the wrong place. All of these categories are just ones that I came up with that work for me. They're kind of what triggers my thoughts on certain books. And so I just want to make sure everything is in the bin that it belongs in. I want to make sure everything has one of these binder rings. This is what I use for Happy Planner books to make sure that they stay together. Sometimes the pages get looser the more you use a book and they can fall out. So this keeps it all together. So every book needs to have a binder ring. And then the third step is going to be putting all of the books back into the cabinet where they belong and organizing them based on how much I use them. So the books, the categories that I use more often are kind of on eye level. The ones that I don't reach for as much, I put towards the bottom so that I don't have to reach down so often to get them. So I need to do that. And then step 4, I have a couple of bins that need to be relabeled. And so I need to cut out some vinyl to do that. All right, let's do it. As I was going through my destash in part 1, I did get rid of about 40 sticker books. It was a lot of sticker books, and I asked you in part 1 how many sticker books you think that I have left. And I loved seeing all of your guesses. The grand total of sticker books that I had left after my destash was 302. Yes, it is a ton of sticker books, but I love them. I use them. It's partly my job, partly my hobby, and I can't wait to dig into these sticker books. So I'm going through making sure everything is in the place where it belongs, making sure everything has a binder ring. I'm rearranging a few items here and there, and then it's going to be time to try to figure out how to get all of these back into the bookcase. All right, so this is the cabinet that I keep all my stickers in. This is a Billy bookcase with the addition of glass doors, which I love. It is a splurge that I would fully endorse because I really like the look of it. The back of the bookcase I actually covered with wallpaper just to warm it up because I have so much white furniture in my room. I think that touch of gray and texture looks really nice. What I'm wanting to do is put all those bins back in here, but I arrange them in kind of a special way. So these 2 shelves, actually probably the top 3 shelves because I am really tall, are the ones that I'm going to be using the most. So I use stickers or rotate sticker bins into these. That's one of the plus sides of using those bins is you can rotate the placement of where the bins are. So in certain seasons, I have more seasonal ones up here. I might want to change out and put travel up there during the summer. There's different things that I can do to organize this space, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to start bringing over bins, get them all in an arrangement that I kind of like, and then we'll take a look. This process was a little bit trial and error. Like I said, I like to put things that I'm going to use most often up towards the top where I can see it very easily. The things that I know I'm not going to grab that are really specific to a category or to a season that I'm not currently in, then that is going to be towards the bottom. I loved grouping these, and I love being able to change the arrangement if I need to or if I want to. It's nice being able to change things up, which is why I love doing containers within a container. Yes, a bookshelf is great and can store a lot of things, but if you use containers on that bookshelf, you're going to maximize the space even more, which is absolutely fantastic. And don't worry about what categories you put your sticker books in. It should just be something that triggers the idea of the sticker book in your head. All right, so here is the final arrangement. Yes, it is a little bit different than what I had before. We're doing large books over to the right, new release, planner basics, and mega books. So that's a lot of the basics, things I reach for all the time. This shelf is kind of like my go-to. Bold, brights, pastels, neutrals. Those are kind of how I think of some of my most favorite sticker books. So that goes well here. Seasonal and Disney all together on one shelf right there. Then we start moving down. Florals. I always grab for florals, but that's a really easy place for me to get them. Whimsy, girl power, and goals. All of those kind of go together in my head, so that makes sense. We get into wellness and faith, which pair really well together. Color story, mom slash teacher. And then at the bottom, we have some of the miscellaneous and food, journaling. I actually don't have any more budget books in there, but that's okay. I need to label this one travel, and then this one is like miscellaneous sticker books from other companies that are not the Happy Planner. So I like the arrangement. It's much lighter, getting rid of all of those sticker books from before. And now I just need to create some new labels for a couple of the bins that are not labeled. All right, so I keep a file that has all of my sticker book labels in it so I can come back and reference it really easily. So the font that I use is called Banana Shake. So I'm going to just copy and paste that font right here and do my last two books that I need, and that would be large books, my last two labels, and then I have one that would be, let's see, travel was the other one that I was wanting to add in. And then I need one more. I guess I have three. Let's add one more in here. See if it'll work. Copy and paste. And let's do miscellaneous companies. And that one will have to get a little bit smaller until it fits on. There we go. And this guide is to make sure it will fit on that. So all of these, what I need to do is just hide them over here so it won't cut those. So I'm just going to hide all of these. What I will do is cut these out of permanent white vinyl. Then I can transfer them over to the front of these. I don't update this very often. This was obviously a time-intensive project at the beginning when I first moved down here, when I first labeled all of those areas. So it's not something I like to change up very often, but every now and then you definitely start to notice that you've got to update some of your categories. And some of them I've just turned around to the back. Okay. Those are the ones I'm looking for. Now we just need to go to make it. Again, we're going to do this on stick on vinyl, permanent vinyl. I'm just going to move these so it's a little bit easier for me to pull off. And let's see, actually, let's do this. Okay, make it. And we're going to connect to the machine, choose vinyl, and cut these out. All right, so I cut this out. I was using smart vinyl because I have a really large roll of smart vinyl, which I realized I could have not used the matte for, but I also really like using the mattes. I don't know why. I think I'm just very much used to it. But I have found that smart vinyl is a little bit thicker in general and doesn't cut as easily. So I usually run the cut at least 2 times, sometimes 3, so that this part goes much easier. This is called weeding. This is when you take away the negative space. You only leave the little bits of your label behind, and that makes it easier to transfer over. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I ran my Cricut so many times through, just so that I wouldn't struggle with the section. So I'm going to do that. Then all you have to do is take a little poker, or tweezers work really well too. And I'm just going to, again, remove the parts of the label that I don't want to be there. Once I do that, then I will use my transfer tape to relabel the bins. I have 3 bins that need to be labeled, and then they will all be looking good in the bookcase. So I'm actually getting super excited. It feels good to, update your systems, and I love my bookcase. It's working really well for me. I love having all my stickers right there. I can just look to my left as I'm working or planning, and I'm really inspired by seeing all my stickers in that area. but it was definitely time to kind of revamp and update. So that is done. All you have to do is take the transfer tape. That is this clear tape. You pull off the backing of the transfer tape so that you just have the clear section. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get it started, but you separate the two sides like this. Then you can take it, put it over your letters. They're a little hard to see because, of course, I'm using white, but you rub like this so that they will stick on to your transfer tape. Sometimes it works really well. Sometimes you need a couple of tries at it. It can be tricky. And let me know below, if you are a Cricut user, is the smart vinyl harder for you to use? That has been my experience thus far. I kind of dig the regular vinyl on mats a little bit more. All right, so large books, all I need to do is pull over this bin. Let me tilt it up so you can see. I'm going to center it and put it right under here. Perfect. Same little scraper I'll just use to press down, make sure it adhered really nicely. Then, oops, see, it doesn't want to stick quite as easily. That's been my experience thus far with smart vinyl. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks, things that you've done in the past that have helped you, but this is a little ridiculous. It just shouldn't be this hard. So I'm going to get this. I'll put you guys on fast forward, label the other 3 books. Let's do it. All right, here is the final result, all cleaned out, all updated with labels. I now just got to have a reminder of what was in my stash in the first place, and I'm super excited to kind of dig in and use some stickers that maybe I haven't gotten a chance to use in a while. Thank you so much for joining me on this sticker destash adventure. I am so glad that I took the time to do it. It did take me probably 2 to 3 hours all told with both parts of the series to get that sticker stash under control, but I feel really good about it and I feel excited to use the stickers that I have. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you all so much for all of your support. It's a great creative family over there. We have the best time and we would love to have you join us. So if you want to find out more about Patreon, some of the perks that you can receive over there, make sure to check out the link for that in the description box below. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.